219.
Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.
We give you Forward Progress on 312 Sports. We are Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola, and Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast, is brought to you by Church Brewing, New Buffalo's brewery-pizzeria in a historic church, wood-fired Neapolitan pizza, small batch craft beer, brunch every day. Visit beerchurchbrewing.com. And on this edition, we have some Bears things to discuss. Tuesday is a day to maybe take a little step back. We don't have a ton of information. We don't have any further injury updates from what we heard yesterday about Tyreek Stevenson and Cole Kmet being added to the list as the Bears prepare at 4-2 for taking on the 1-5 Baltimore Ravens. And yet, the Bears are nearly a touchdown and extra point underdog as they
getting
make this
6.5.
Now, I don't think there is any active disrespect going on here, but it does tell you something. It does tell you that, and I don't care if you're looking at power rankings and how you get your idea of where this blob is right now. This is a blob matchup, but this is one that, at least it seems from the outset, that odds makers are begging for you, the Bears fan, to react angrily and say, that's too much, and we're going to shrink that number by the time kickoff rolls around at noon Sunday.
Yeah, and Lamar Jackson still has not practiced.
He's playing. They said he's playing.
Yeah, but he hasn't practiced yet.
Correct. They say Roquan Smith is playing. They say Lamar Jackson's playing. However, even before Lamar Jackson went out, they were struggling defensively.
Yes.
That's really been the big problem with them.
The only thing they've done well so far this year is run the football. They're averaging about 5.3 yards per carry, but still interesting that the Bears are getting 6.5 points going to the 1-5 Baltimore Ravens. And quick programming notes, if you are interested in the top 10 Ravens of all time, that'll be on DBU, Dan Bernstein Unfiltered, this Friday.
Now, I will tell you now that I am going to be including other Corvids, other members of the Crow family.
You are?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Are you struggling to get your top 10?
I'm not struggling.
Okay,
but I am going to expand the bounds to include Crows.
Okay, the committee already has a very healthy list of Ravens. Very excited to get the final list of the top 10, and we'll have that for you this Friday on Dan Bernstein Unfiltered right here on 312 Sports.
Okay. I'm just letting you know that I'm going to extend it. And I believe Corvid is the correct name for the
Chevy car, the sports
genus.
car.
That'll be Corvette, but I think that's right when we're talking about Crows and Ravens. And you know why the Ravens are called the Ravens, right?
Because that's the team name. That's the logo they have.
Why are they called that?
I don't know, because weren't they the Baltimore Colts? Isn't that who became?
They were the Cleveland Browns, though.
Oh, the Cleveland Browns.
The Ravens
that's right.
were the Browns, and then the Browns had an expansion.
They became the Browns again.
The Browns, and they got their history back.
Right.
The Ravens were moved, so they're
the Baltimore Colts moved to Indianapolis in the middle of the night.
Yes.
And then the Browns. So then the Browns became the Ravens. The Browns then became
the
the Browns again when they expanded.
Right.
So why are they called the Ravens?
Edgar Allan Poe from Baltimore.
Oh, was he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Quoth the Raven.
Yes, that's it's good to know.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that he was from Baltimore. I didn't know that's why they were called the Ravens.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's not really a fearsome animal.
It depends if you're afraid of birds. They could be. People are afraid of birds, and if you're going to be afraid of a bird, I would say a raven's right up there.
Why?
A raven, a crow, because they look evil, and they're represented as evil throughout movies and television.
Well, they can be ominous and foreboding, but they're not raptors. They're not going to take your dog.
Well, no, that's like a hawk or an eagle would do that,
right? Because those are raptors.
No, the raptors are a dinosaur, the velociraptor.
Okay, I'm done with this.
You started it.
I know. I just wanted to make sure that you knew why they were called the Ravens, and it's because of Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, yeah, but you didn't need to get into it, though.
Why are you
going to be mean to me about it?
Buried in Baltimore.
There's no reason to be mean to me about it.
I'm not trying to be, but I also think that it's meaningful that odds makers have said that the Bears are a 6.5 point dog.
Yeah, I don't buy it. They're looking for money to come down on that line there for Bears fans. The Bears should not be 6.5 point underdogs to the Baltimore Ravens. Not right now. Okay. I don't see it. I don't. I mean, do you? Do you think it's a fair assessment of where these teams are at?
I don't think it really is an assessment of where they're at. I think it's an assessment of what is going to happen, they believe, in this game.
And do you think the Ravens are going to win this game by 2 field goals?
Kinda.
Really? I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And we'll discuss it more as the week goes through.
Yeah,
we get more information.
I don't.
We'll see how that line changes.
This just doesn't feel like a good one for the Bears right now, and a lot of it has to do with what Caleb Williams is still not doing well enough. And it's going to get exhausting because every game is this referendum on the entire Caleb Williams thing. I think we got to realize this isn't a week-to-week decision. They're not going to bench this guy, and we're seeing it in some of the emails that we get, and I keep hearing it from people just anecdotally about that every week is people are swinging wildly when Williams himself is telling you about what is happening, about where I get all of the points that are made about a guy in year 2, about what you said, that after, 23 starts?
23 starts.
He should be further along.
Yes.
That's true.
Correct.
But it's not because necessarily he's doing anything wrong. I think the biggest part is that for his entire first year, he was coached by dullards. And this is the first time they broke down his footwork. I am treating this as if he's never been coached in the NFL before. I am throwing out everything he heard. He may have been set back last year. The experience is great. The opportunity for all the live speed stuff is great. But after last year, he may have been further away than where he was before the year started.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. I haven't thought through that, but I'm not going to disagree offhand with it right now. But he certainly wasn't developed last year at all. I don't know if it set him back further, but I think it was the perfect storm of having an incompetent coaching staff multiple times over, with a guy who came in with a massive ego and, the number 1 pick on his resume, thinking that things were going to happen a little easier than they did for him in his first year. He had some great moments last year. He played very well at some games last year, but overall the consistency was really poor, and that carried over into this year. And so I like that idea that, yeah, we can evaluate it that first year he wasn't coached at all. And Ben Johnson saw what he needed to do, and he's breaking that down. It's that remodel project that is bigger than he thought.
I just know
after the demo started.
It's going to get exhausting if every game is somehow a referendum on his development. It's nonlinear.
But I don't get it, Dan, because if you criticize Caleb Williams, there's a group of Caleb fans that are like, I don't know what you're looking at. He played great. He's a great player. Why are we saying these negative things about him? Why are you being negative about him? And then there's the guys that won't see anything positive about what Caleb Williams is doing. I don't understand the two camps to it.
I don't worry about either one of those.
No, I get it, but here's the thing.
They're not going to engage in good faith.
No, they're not. But the point is this. If you're blind to seeing what Caleb Williams isn't doing well right now, listen to Caleb Williams.
Especially with, some of these explosive plays, some of these, mainly talking about the on-the-run stuff. And I haven't been efficient with those. I haven't been hitting them. I think it just comes down to understanding the situation. I think it also comes down to being able to get our players an explosive ball. If we complete the passes that, I missed about 5 or 6, I think, on the run, which is extremely frustrating for me. I think guys got open, and I think I missed. I think that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, overall, I mean, that's him from this past game that they won.
getting players the explosive ball.
I didn't catch that the first time we heard it through.
I didn't either.
It's when I heard it this morning, I was like, did he just say he wants to get players the explosive ball? That doesn't sound good. If that's one of Ben Johnson's special gadget plays, like get someone the explosive ball, and then does it explode in their hands? And then do they die?
Did you ever play the video game Cyberball?
I can't recall that game at all.
Arcade game.
Okay.
It was football, but you had robots.
Oh, I vaguely remember that.
Robots.
Yes.
And some were more humanoid than others.
Okay.
Some had like little tank tracks on them.
Yes, I remember that. Yep.
And it was fun. It was well designed.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool. And as you wanted, you could upgrade your robots. But when your robots were near their end of their lifespan, they would explode.
Maybe that's what happens.
They'd start smoking, you remember? Not like, I mean, they literally.
Not cigarettes?
No,
not taking heaters?
Right, like Len Dawson.
My career's almost over.
Right. It's been a tough day out there. No, they would actually literally start smoking. Look up Cyberball. I loved it. And they would explode eventually. So we're going to get our players the explosive ball. Rome, your turn. Oh, man.
Yeah, and do you think is this the one that explodes? Maybe it doesn't explode?
Or you have to run fast because it's going to explode.
And then you have to dump it off, right?
It's got the big fuse coming out of it.
Yeah,
and
so
you have
obviously
to run to the end zone. Then I would understand losing the ball before you get to the end zone.
Right before it explodes on you.
If you have the explosive ball, there is an excuse. But if you get the players the explosive ball.
Yeah, I was going back and listening to it this morning, and I'm like, did he just say explosive ball? We got to get the guys the explosive ball? I would say, no, I don't like that.
I do.
Unless you're
That's going to make them.
Throw that as an interception.
No.
A deliberate interception.
You get rid of it faster. Like if you want the ball out, light the fuse.
Right, but it only explodes in his hands. So that's why he has to get rid of it.
Right, he's got to get rid of the explosive ball.
And then once it leaves his hands, there's a marker in it, and it diffuses.
I don't know. Get to that end zone quickly. Avoid everybody.
Or I like the idea of throwing it to an opponent, someone you don't like. Like a direct interception.
Oh, gee.
Want to get this guy out of the game.
Aiden Hutchinson batted it up in the air and caught it.
Yeah, no, or he just gets the snap and just pitches it to Hutchinson and explodes in his hands.
Andrew Van Ginkel guessed right again. Or like Chase Young almost did in the first drive. The last game.
Yeah, I just but here's the thing. That's Caleb Williams talking his own. That's a self-assessment. And if you're not seeing it, because
he is.
Yeah, he's seeing it. So what are you not seeing that he's seeing? And we're not saying that he's a terrible player, a bust.
It's hard.
Like it's a process. There's a development here and a long learning curve with Ben Johnson teaching and coaching Caleb Williams. And then the guys that you can't criticize them at all. What are you seeing? It's really weird, these two camps that have been established. And when we discussed it, and you mentioned it about Justin Fields was the same thing too. And it's like he's just, I love Justin Fields. I love watching him run with the football. He's not a good quarterback.
No.
And it's okay. He's just not. You can still like him and him not be okay. But yeah, this Caleb Williams things, I don't want to do this every game all season long.
Well, we don't have to. We're not going to. And obviously there's going to be tribalism. There's going to be extreme tribalism in one place or the other, and people running interference for their position and doing PR on both sides of it. But we got to exist in the in-between where Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson are. It will be nonlinear. There are going to be some good games and bad games. And, yeah, am I being lenient in offering a second rookie year? Maybe so. But I know how badly he was undercoached and badly he was actively coached. And I trust Ben Johnson to the point where I can show a little grace for both of them.
Yeah, that's fine. The amount of currency that Ben Johnson has built with me over these last 4 games is really impressive. So I'm going to give the guy all the leniency that we need to see what this year can become for Caleb Williams in his rookie season redo.
That's all.
Yeah.
I don't think that's so hard. And I'm also going to continue with that, my very high expectations for him.
Yeah, which can still be. Both can be. Yes,
they're not
exclusive.
mutually exclusive.
Yes,
you can have very high expectations and also understand the reality on the ground of not just lengthening the runway. They took him off the other runway, brought him back to the gate, switched out the equipment.
Yeah, no, and he had to take that train to Terminal 5.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like they brought him back to the gate, they've redone everything, and now they're pushing back again and setting him out.
They had to rebook him to a new plane, a new airline, a new destination.
Whatever metaphor you want to use in that regard, it's okay to have a reset here.
And it can still be true, too, that he should be further along 23 games into his professional career and still have the leniency of expanding this rookie season part 2.
And that isn't even using the delayed success of others. That if you wanted to, and if you wanted to talk about Sam Darnold, if you wanted to talk about Mac Jones, and I'm not going to include Geno Smith in that, because it's very easy to look at other people from his own class. But I think that there's an understanding of how complicated and how coaching entwined quarterbacking can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I like to think I'm being fair. I'm rooting for him. I want the best for him. And if he sucks, I'm going to tell you he sucks.
Right.
You know what? Last week, he sucked. That the Bears were able to overcome bad quarterbacking.
And you know who else thought he sucked? Caleb himself.
Yep.
Thought he sucked.
Yep. And I just don't think the Bears can beat the Ravens like they beat the Commanders and like they beat the Saints. I don't know. It's really hard to stop Derrick Henry. And you got to do it with a heavy box. That you're going to need a linebacker in there. I don't think that playing your nickel, especially if you're down Stevenson and you're starting Josh Blackwell, you may have to go heavy and just have your strong side backer. And Noah Sewell could be down too. So are you starting DeMarco Jackson again? They've got some difficult decisions to make defensively. And the injury to Stevenson could be huge. Does that mean you're going to play Gordon at a boundary corner? Will he? They did it in the game because they didn't want Blackwell out there. So I think there could be difficult decisions. And what Johnson said yesterday, he said day to day, and then he caught himself and said week to week.
Yep.
He said both. He said day to day, week to week. Those are not the same things.
By definition, they're not the same thing.
Well,
a day is shorter than a week.
But weeks have days.
They do. But a day is shorter than an entire week, which is multiple days. So one day isn't as long as multiple days.
Are you done?
No, I'm not done. The Ravens are giving up, where are they at? They're in the bottom third of the league at 4.5 yards per carry on defense.
That's what Eric Bieniemy asks for every carry.
Yep, and the Bears are still second to last. They're 31st in the league at 5.2, but they've expanded that lead now over the last place Buffalo Bills, who are now, the Bills are at 5.8 yards per carry. It is no good. That's no good. But when looking at this game, Caleb is going to, I think Caleb is going to have to, he's going to have to make some plays, Dan, because you can't count on shutting down the run game again, not with Derrick Henry, and you can't count on getting 4 turnovers again.
No, I don't mind coaching the idea of sustainability. If in the locker room, Dennis Allen is saying, this is what we do, that's great. I don't want them selling out for turnovers. I don't want
how risky can you be going for a turnover to break what you do as far as your defense is concerned?
Yeah, so it's a really delicate thing to coach, even at a high level. And Lovie Smith was great at it. That Lovie Smith's thing was secure the tackle. And once that tackle is secure, and good luck securing a tackle on Derrick Henry. But I don't want you riding him at a 45-degree angle down the field or those perpendicular plays where he's carrying you on one arm and one shoulder while you're punching at the ball. And he's falling forward for 7 yards.
Right.
Or 11 yards. Or coaching some of the, like with Nishan Wright, jumping a screen pass to allow the McCaffrey touchdown.
Right.
Don't do that. And when you are telling a defense that their identity is turnovers, that can't be a thing that is opportunistic. It has to be cultural. Where for Lovie Smith, day one of camp, it was a cultural thing. The football outside his office, the spring-loaded football, that anytime you'd walk near this is true, on the wall.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know.
A spring-loaded football that you were to smack, try to pull it away. That it was, any ball on the ground, if it's an incomplete pass, if it's anything, if you just see a ball, pick it up and run, pick it up and score, pick it up and score. That if it seems like, hey, wait a second, we happen to be getting turnovers, now we're going to say this is what we do, let's get turnovers, will that make your tackling worse? Will that make your coverage higher risk? These are things you have to balance, and there has to be some trust with your team in making sure you're not selling out for turnovers at the expense of responsible defense. If turnovers happen to come because you're flying around out there, great.
Within the context of what you're meant to do on that particular play.
As a function.
Yes.
If turnovers are happening as a function of tough, responsible, hard-hitting, aggressive defense, awesome. But that means you're a really good defense no matter what. So it's great to lean into what they've done. Bernstein says he doesn't like turnovers. He doesn't like South Sudan basketball.
Well, that you don't.
Why
but
do
turnovers you do like.
Why does
hate
Bernstein
Luol Deng.
hate turnovers? I love turnovers. I'm just
Apple and
I will not rescue them anymore from Mariano's.
why?
Bad experience. I had a bad experience. I threw them out, actually. It's one of the few dessert adoptions.
Huh.
I adopted some cherry turnovers because no one in the house. I always get cherry.
Because no one eats cherry?
No one eats cherry. Like, I love cherry pie, the cherry coffee cake.
Okay.
Even the Jewel cherry coffee cake. I can put away one of those in a sitting. Oh, I can just fire that whole thing down.
Yeah.
And the turnovers, bad. Really bad.
Ooh, I'm going to edit that out. Turnovers bad. See?
No,
now I have you. I have you on tape saying
Damn it.
that turnovers are bad.
Damn that verbal context.
Dan Bernstein. That's going to be our new headline. Dan Bernstein. Turnovers bad.
Yeah, I screwed up. I walked right into that one, didn't I?
Sure did.
I set
you up, man.
Set the trap for myself, and I sprung it, and now I got my dick stuck in a bear trap. Ouch.
It's a Dennis Allen bear trap.
Ouch.
Those are the good ones.
No good.
Derrick Henry, 439 yards rushing on the season. He's averaging 5 yards per carry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as you keep your assignment and not risking the actual assignment and the play itself to go for those turnovers, yeah, stay within it. That right play where he jumped on the McCaffrey touchdown, that's one of the just worst examples we saw this year.
Tell me if I'm being stupid on this, because it's my job to worry about stuff.
Everything.
But worrying about a team getting too excited about being the turnover team it concerns me about whether or not you're entirely dedicated to tough, responsible, aggressive defense.
Well, no, and you're fair to have that as a question and a concern, but I think what we've seen, though, with the exception of a few plays, they are staying within their assignment, and they're keeping their duties as the main priority.
Okay.
And I think without knowing it, without being there on the inside, Dennis Allen is coaching what they need to do. And if the turnovers happen as a byproduct of that, I think that's where they're headed. That's the way it's supposed to be, and that's fine.
That's what I want. I want the message to be, keep doing what you're doing, keep playing how you're playing, and turnovers will result. And the fact that we're getting them is proof that we're practicing hard, we're playing hard, we're doing the right things. When you have a chance to cause a turnover, go for the ball. I love it with pass rushers. I love watching elite pass. When you watch Aiden Hutchinson, he's not throwing himself at the court. He's not going for the big hit. He's going for the ball.
Yep.
Tackle the ball. Get the ball out. It may not be your satisfying bloodlust as a player or a fan, but it matters more.
Yeah,
attack the football.
I think one of the most fun guys we've watched this year, and maybe watched the entire year, will be the game that they played against the Raiders and watching Max Crosby and what he does.
Oh man,
he's a
How
really
hurt
entertaining.
Is he?
I don't know.
I thought he got hurt
Did
in
he
the
get
last
hurt?
game. That he was.
I'll have to look it up.
He was cut blocked and flipped over. And I wasn't sure because he is something to watch. He is one of the guys that every time highlight him and watch.
Yeah,
where he's
really fun to watch.
I do it with Hutchinson too. I was doing it last night. I just love watching him.
Yeah.
He's relentless.
Yeah, no, I think that as the guys keep their assignments, though, in what Dennis Allen wants to do and the turnovers happen, then they buy into it more. They buy more into the defensive philosophy. They buy more into what we're trying to coach and teach on this particular play in this particular situation. And the more guys buy into it, I think the turnovers do come with it.
And speaking of last night, the Lions, I should say, what I was watching last night, I have also read some comparisons looking at the numbers for Jared Goff and how long it took him, even as a veteran, to learn how to play in a McVay type system and sort of comparing where he was. Can I just read you something here that is some perspective that I thought was interesting. And it was a tweet from a Twitter account, Kirsten Tanis, who is I don't know who she is, but this is a great tweet. It says, perspective for Bears fans. Caleb needs to play better, no question. The Ben Johnson offense is complex. Per Ben Johnson, it is more complex than what he installed in Detroit in 2022. Now, okay, stay with me on this one. Jared Goff in 2022 was then a 7-year vet, initially developed by McVay, played in the Super Bowl, already had been in Detroit a full season, knew the players, knew Ben Johnson, tight end coach, and passing game coordinator for him already. Goff knew his offensive line. He'd been playing behind most of them for a year. He had thrown to most of the same receivers and tight ends. In his first 6 games in the Ben Johnson offense, Goff's average completion percentage was 62.3. He averaged 263 yards passing, 11 touchdowns, 6 picks, 12 sacks, no rushing touchdowns. Their one-loss record in those 6 games, you remember?
They were 1-5.
Correct.
Yep.
Caleb Williams, in his second year, has now had suboptimal rookie development, 2 offensive coordinators, didn't know Ben Johnson. Ben made major changes to his basic mechanics and where he was taking snaps. Caleb is playing behind only 1 offensive lineman from his rookie year. Half of his receivers and tight ends are new. In his first 6 games in the Ben Johnson offense, he has an average completion percentage of 61.1, 9-3 touchdown to interception, 2 rushing touchdowns, sacked 11 times, 225 yards passing per game, a one-loss record of 4-2. Now, she says, my point in sharing this is not to make excuses for Caleb. The performance has been up and down. His completion rate has dropped in the last 3 weeks. He's not yet as productive or accurate as his coach, Bears fans, or he would like himself to be. At the same time, we need to remember Williams is making / needed to make / was asked to make many more changes to his footwork. Being under center, left foot forward, has a much bigger learning curve on pre-snap procedure, reading NFL defenses, incorporating motions and shifts and making adjustments than Goff did in his 7th year in the NFL with Ben Johnson. In some ways, Williams is not only learning the offense, again, more complex than Johnson installed for Goff, but also getting his rookie-level re-education and mechanics and basic skills in an NFL offense. The task is harder, and he is more green. Even Goff, who wasn't known for accuracy struggles, had a completion rate that was only 1% higher through 6 games. Goff was throwing for more yards per game. Says Caleb's total TDs are the same. His interceptions are lower. He has 1 less sack. The stats aren't far off. We all want more progress. And keep the analysis in mind. It's only been 6 games with Ben Johnson. It doesn't mean he shouldn't be playing better. It doesn't mean Ben isn't making progress. He told him, get comfortable being uncomfortable. And he was more aggressive in how uncomfortable he's made Williams because that's the best thing for him.
You know that tweet deserves?
Bears on 3, 1, 2, 3.
That's good stuff.
I really like that analysis. And
That's really good.
I think it's fair. I don't think it takes a side. But I think comparing his we have an apt comparison with someone who was already also a number 1 overall pick.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, right?
Jared Goff,
wasn't he?
I believe number 1 overall pick.
I know Stafford wasn't he?
I'm pretty sure Goff was. You can check it, but if my memory is not great at my old age, it seeps out of my ears and down my shoulders and onto the floor. But
you are correct, my friend.
Yes.
2016.
A number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
10 years ago. So I like that.
Yeah, no, that's really good stuff. Good information.
Kirsten, I don't know who you are, but that's really good stuff. I think that's probably worth a follow.
Avid sports fan is what it says.
Mm-hmm. And pretty good. And I don't think that is trying to do public relations for him. I don't think that comes from a tribalist perspective. I like it. That came from somebody. Well, a friend of mine sent that to me in my White Sox group chat. So
yeah, we got to get into that sometime. Your White Sox group chat. That's a couple times you've mentioned it now, and they're spread out all over the country.
It's my
too.
childhood White Sox fan friends.
Okay.
So we're all it's some of my closest childhood friends. One is a college buddy also. And it all started complaining about the White Sox, and it's ended up being just sort of a childhood friend sports group chat. Largely.
Are there any camp guys in there?
One, but he only went for 2 years. Camp was not for him.
Okay, then he's fine. Any other camp guys?
No,
or
that's
is he,
a different
he
chat.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say keep those separate.
The camp chat is different.
I'd keep those guys in a different room.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we have different fandoms in the camp chat too.
Yeah.
Because we have an insufferable Browns fan who actually was
in
the camp chat.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was actually on. We had him on as our celebrity, Paul Adelstein.
Oh, yeah.
The actor who is a Browns fan.
Okay.
Hardcore, knowledgeable, every game, every minute Browns fan.
Poor guy. I saw on I think it was Twitter, maybe it was TikTok, going through our stuff today. There was a reporter asking people coming out of the Jets game.
I saw it.
And that young kid.
I saw it. He was brilliant.
Yeah, he was great. He was I hate this team. I was born into it. And yeah, it was really good.
It's like what Jason says about being a Bears fan sometimes. He says the same thing. He said anything bad that happens in his life, he'll say it's because I'm a Bears fan.
Yeah. How old is he? 22?
He'll be 21 on Christmas.
Oh, so 21. Okay, so only 20.
And then he'll be able to actually buy alcohol.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's only 20. So so he was too young to understand the Lovie Smith Bears. Obviously, we're still living off the glory of the 85 team, Dan. Yeah, you are. I mean, you talk about it every day. There's 2 things Dan talks about when he comes in on a daily basis. One is how much he hates turnovers, and 2, the 85 Bears. He was like, if this team just had the heart and the passion,
the fire and the passion
of the 85 team.
Well, if you could swing the camera around and show my shrine to Henry Wachter that I keep over here. Matt thought it was a little weird, but come on.
Yeah, I don't know who you love more, the Bears or your old doll, my buddy.
My buddy.
Climb up a tree and smoke a heater with me, my buddy. That was good.
My buddy.
That was good stuff we had going there.
Yeah, we were playing that commercial and singing along to it.
But it was not safe for work unless you're listening to this podcast.
We were changing the lyrics. They tried to market a doll to boys.
Yeah. My buddy.
Right.
They climb up a tree. He goes everywhere with me. He buys crack from my friend. He's my buddy. Yeah.
Buddy. Why does he have his dad's gun? My buddy. My buddy. He does this thing with his penis that's weird.
I like that he owed us money. Right. We were looking for him with a gun.
Right.
If you see my buddy, call me.
My buddy. I bought him some smack and he stiffed me.
Got his girlfriend pregnant.
Right. My buddy and me.
Then he gave her chlamydia, the whole thing. All right. Well, that's...
Mom, I don't like this doll. Why does this doll have a 3%er tattoo?
Keep smoking in the kid's room.
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Wherever I go, he goes. My buddy,
I had it right.
Oh, no, you had it right.
I teach him everything that I know.
My buddy and me like to climb up a tree. My buddy and me, we're the best friends that could be. My buddy.
He's got some pipes, man.
Yeah.
My buddy and me.
My buddy from Play School.
And this shows him having a distance pissing contest. My buddy got served underage at the bowling alley.
It's like, Mommy, why is my buddy in your room with you? Don't tell Daddy. That's my buddy too, pal.
Right. It started out as your buddy with little
Now it's our buddy.
And his name is Daryl.
Mommy, is your friend Daryl coming over again? Daryl? Who's Daryl, honey?
He climbed up a tree.
Oh, he's being silly, sweetheart.
Why did he climb up a tree with binoculars, though? Oh, boy. Sorry. I didn't mean to derail this.
Oh, no, I did it.
Okay, yeah.
I derailed us.
Yeah, you did. Can we get to the...
Oof.
It's not exactly the greatest segue in the world.
No, this is not a good lead-in. But
No. You know what I'd like to do first? How about that? Before
let's
we
reset ourselves.
Reset.
Yeah.
Every athlete knows the difference between good enough to sometimes win and game-changing. Championship teams don't win by showing up unprepared. Well, the same applies to your game when it comes to the bedroom, because Rougiette Ready is the 3-in-1 ED treatment that actually prepares you for the moment. Rougiette is designed to prime your brain, boost blood flow, and start working in as few as 15 minutes. That's not just showing up, that's winning by a huge margin. Apomorphine boosts arousal at the source. There is sildenafil for fast action and tadalafil for the long game. So there's a combination of active ingredients. It absorbs faster because it's sublingual, which means it works in as few as 15 minutes. It's faster than most pills. And then you have up to a 36-hour active window. So it's ready when you are. And just like an elite athlete, to dial in the pregame routine and nutrition, mental prep, physical readiness, Rougiette is there for you. Visit Rougiette.com. RUGIET.com and get your game plan from a licensed ED doctor. Use our promo code FORWARD for Forward Progress, FORWARD, forward for a checkout. At checkout, I should say, for a special offer. The promo code is FORWARD at Rougiette.com. Treatment ships discreetly to your door. So get back in the game. Visit Rougiette.com, RUGIET.com. On a more serious note, Doug Martin, you may remember him, the NFL running back. He was nicknamed Muscle Hamster when he was with the Buccaneers. He was an all-pro, and it was announced that he died in police custody Saturday morning at an incident at a residence in Oakland, California. According to Oakland police, and this is important, this is what the police said. Officers responded to a call about a break-in just after 4:15 a.m. and encountered Martin. Quote, prior to his death, Martin was involved at a break-in at a residence in Oakland. While responding officers were attempting to detain him, a brief struggle occurred. After being taken into custody, Martin became unresponsive. Paramedics responded to the scene, provided medical aid, and transported Martin to a local hospital where he later died. Martin was 36. Okay, well, his representation, Athletes First, issued a release Monday night, late yesterday, that said he battled mental health challenges that profoundly impacted his personal and professional life. Doug's parents were actively seeking medical assistance for him and had contacted local authorities for support. Feeling overwhelmed and disoriented, Doug fled his home during the night and entered a neighbor's residence 2 doors down, where he was taken into custody by police. An investigation into what transpired as he was detained is underway. Consistent with departmental policy in Oakland, the in-custody death is being investigated by the Homicide Section, OPD, Internal Affairs, the Oakland City Police Commission, the Community Police Review Agency, and the Alameda County District Attorney's Office. Okay, well, I'm glad that's happening because I am dubious of the statement that we've gotten to this point. I'm dubious.
Yep, it's it's unfortunate. And I know people that are in law enforcement and they're good people, and I think majority of people in law enforcement are good people. But it's unfortunate that I read something like this and I immediately just have a negative thought to it. That when someone of color is taken in police custody and dies,
it's all passive
not
voice.
the way it's supposed to work.
Every time it's all in the passive voice. When they start saying things just happen. Where he later died, he became unresponsive. How did he become unresponsive after being taken into custody?
And I get it. And I know that there are people that are going to hear this and say, well, he was a former football player. His nickname was Muscle Hamster. I get it. And it's a dangerous situation at times for law enforcement to be involved in that. I don't know the circumstances of how they found him. He clearly had mental health issues he was dealing with.
We don't know if they were related to football or related to CTE. We don't know.
Don't know. And don't know what the condition of the scene was when they entered that house. That he, 2 houses down from his own home at 4:15 in the morning. And again, I've never been in that situation, but there are tasers, there are things you can do. I just don't. It's hard to not envision a guy being restrained and dying while being restrained.
It's possible.
Becoming
there
unresponsive.
was a taser used.
We just
could
don't
be
know.
negative outcomes to that also.
Correct. But I don't like that. That's where my brain goes immediately. But there's a history that we have recently that's where my brain goes.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's unreasonable. I just understand that when an official statement from the cops is worded like that, it tells me that there's a lot more that we need to know, that maybe it's fine. Maybe it's just too bad, and there was an unfortunate sequence of circumstances.
That this is the exclamation point on an unfortunate series of years in his life post-NFL career.
Maybe they took all the right steps, and it's just a bad outcome. But I think it's fair to ask for more.
Yeah, and we'll certainly keep an eye on that and wait for more to come through. But it's just, after being detained, became unresponsive. It's just,
you skip
those
something.
are things you don't like to read.
You skip something.
Yeah, for sure.
You said you had a little cookie for me here.
I do have a little cookie. There is a Hall of Fame vote that will take place for the class of 2026 for the NFL Hall of Fame, Football Hall of Fame. And 12 individuals, Dan, in the coaches category have moved one step closer to the election as part of the Pro Football Hall's class of 2026.
Okay.
So the list starts at 15. It gets narrowed down to 12. It will then get narrowed down to 9 finalists. Okay. Just want to share with you who the current list of 12 former coaches are. Bill Arnsparger. I don't know if you know that name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bill Belichick. Tom Coughlin. Alex Gibbs. Mike Holmgren. Chuck Knox. Buddy Parker. Dan Reeves. Marty Schottenheimer. George Seifert. Mike Shanahan. Clark Shaughnessy.
Wow.
Yeah, so if only one guy gets through, there's a few names that I'm wondering, why aren't they already in the Hall of Fame as a coach? Like Mike Shanahan, like George Seifert, Dan Reeves.
Holmgren?
Mike Holmgren. Tom Coughlin, he won a Super Bowl. Like Bill Belichick, I know he's just now eligible.
Yeah, it's not current Bill Belichick.
It's not the current guy.
Boy, whatever. This is going out right now.
Did you see the way they lost the game the other day?
Oh, I certainly did.
Lopez over the middle. Ball comes out at the very end, loose in the end zone. Cal football, it is ruled a touchback. Nathan Leacock fumbled it in the end zone.
So, yeah, the tight end he's about to cross the goal line for the winning touchdown.
Nathan Leacock.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Pete Lockock.
No. Was he French?
No, Pete Lecoq.
No, Nathan Lecoq.
Nathan Leacock?
So the tight end's about to cross the goal line for the game-winning touchdown, gets knocked out, and it was inside the 1 yard line. Oh, and then just recovered by 2 Cal players. What a terrible way to end. So I think he's just now eligible with the rules to get into the Hall of Fame. But I thought some of these guys would have been in already.
I'm sure they didn't suspend the rules for him and do like a Wayne Gretzky thing where it's just like, all right, just put him in.
Yeah. Yeah, like the fact that he has to go through a committee or whatnot is just, it's It's kind of
Yeah, I don't
crazy.
take anything away from his NFL career, certainly.
No, not at all.
Whatever's going on out there now is toast.
And like
that they can say what they want about how they believe in it. That's done, right? Like that's got to end
it's
soon,
gotta be
somehow
over.
and soon.
Yeah. But like, how is Chuck Knox not in the Hall of Fame
I
already?
don't know. Ground Chuck? I don't know.
I mean, NFL Coach of the Year in 73, 80, 84, 193 and 151 record, 22 seasons, including the playoffs. Coached the Rams, the Bills, the Seahawks. I mean, Dan Reeves, Marty Schottenheimer. He never won a championship though.
Nope.
Right? Yeah.
No, he was an AFL champion as a player.
Okay.
But no, he was Coach of the Year in the NFL in 2004. He's been AFC Coach of the Year, UPI in 86 and 95.
Yeah, like Schottenheimer, George Seifert, Mike Shanahan. How are they not in already? It's weird. But this is something we'll keep an eye on. We'll see Bill Belichick comes out on top of this list. I know you're pulling for it.
Yeah,
so.
Well, I know it's okay. They're different.
I know. No. He certainly. That's not even a question. Yes, not even a question.
What's going on now?
But yeah, I was reading the story and this list of guys that are eligible. It's like, how are they not in? It's just, I don't get it.
The guy we could talk to, we could have Jack Silverstein back on, who knows all of the NFL politics of glory. That's one of his wheelhouses.
Okay.
Understanding what these votes mean, what they signify, what each threshold and each level. Because I remember talking to him about Steve McMichael and about with that. He knows the ins and outs and who votes for what and what committee is where. So
yeah, and I wasn't as familiar with Clark Shaughnessy, who was the head coach of the Bears from 51 to 62. Well before my time, credited with modernizing the T formation and other offensive and defensive innovations.
Okay. We'll never forget the way you modernized the T formation.
Clark Shaughnessy.
Clark Shaughnessy. Okay.
Need to get him a My Buddy now.
My buddy and me. Yeah. Who came up with that idea? Boys would love a doll that they can go climb a tree with.
And smoke heaters.
They didn't say that.
They didn't say it, but you've watched the commercial. He's up there lighting.
Look, here's your choice. You can have a doll that's a boy, if you really want it, or you could have all of these baseball cards.
I'll take a doll.
Right.
That's fine. Some boys probably wanted dolls.
It's okay.
I didn't have a My Buddy.
It's okay. I just know that I saw the commercial. I was like, I'm not interested.
No,
thank you.
Yeah, I don't like cigarette smoke.
So
things just smoking the whole time.
Last night, I got kicked out.
Maybe those were the ones sold in Berwyn only. Maybe that's why.
Just where you smoke?
Yeah, the ones in Berwyn. Yeah, they came with like a switchblade and a pack of heaters. Maybe that's why I didn't want one.
What are you saying? The ones, the My Buddy, it was targeted to like your exact demographic?
Well, it was the area you were in, yes.
So mine would help you study for your bar mitzvah?
It came with books. And
right. My Buddy helps me learn my Haftorah portion. My Buddy teaches me how to invest money and understand compound interest at a young age.
Yeah, and My Buddy in Berwyn would teach us how to, steal things from the convenience store, cross the railroad tracks in front of a train, smoke heaters.
My
Ditch
buddy
school.
helps you study for your science project exam. Yes.
My Buddy tells you to blow off class. My Buddy, yeah.
My Buddy reminds you have an orthodontist appointment.
My Buddy says teeth don't matter. My Buddy. Yeah, see? It's all based. See, that's a song I knew. See, even the songs are different we had.
They do. Oh, show them the Berwyn one.
Yeah.
Run the Berwyn one.
My buddy, he'll get you in a gang and get you shot. My buddy, yeah. So
okay, cool.
We ride into Cicero with My Buddy.
So listen, so last night, Alejandro Kirk was up.
Okay,
we're watching the game, and Alejandro.
What did you do to annoy somebody in your house? Okay,
so Beth,
I know this is going.
Beth looked at me. She goes, "Well, that's an interesting looking athlete." And I said, yeah, and I explained that he's on my list of people of whom I want a body pillow. I would love to have a big Alejandro Kirk body pillow.
That's pretty good.
I like to lie in between that and my Stan Van Gundy. Because I really want a Stan Van Gundy body pillow.
That's pretty good.
Because I just adore him, and I think he always is in need of a hug. He's the most in need of a hug person I've ever seen.
We could make that.
Because he's always exasperated, and there's always, he's in a dress shirt, the tie's undone, his sleeves are pushed up. He always looks like it's the end of the day. Like he's been on sales calls all day.
He just walked out the door, though, for the first time. Yeah.
And he just had a rough one. And it's okay. It's okay. Come here. You just want to give him a hug and like a slice of pie. So she sees Alejandro Kirk, and I say he looks like a Weeble. And I said to her, you remember Weebles? And she goes, of course I remember Weebles. And I said, do you remember the slogan? And she goes, yeah, Weebles wobble and they all fall down. I said, no, that's completely wrong. It's Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. That's the point of the Weeble.
Yeah, that's the slogan.
And she's like, no. She's like, oh.
Yeah, but they don't fall down.
She said Weebles wobble and they all fall down.
No, that's your guy, your college, your tight end, your tackle that you're scouting. Something Harkey or whatever. What the hell is his name?
Yeah, what was that? I wrote it down. I love him.
Yeah.
He's going to be good.
Yeah, he's going to fall down because he's not a wobble.
And then I started
or a
singing
Weeble.
the commercial from Weeble Circus. Remember that?
I don't.
Imagine going to the Weeble Circus. Good time all around. Right over there is Wobbles Weeble. He's the circus clown. Something, flying trapeze. He jumps off easy as you please. Something about Wobbles the clown. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. And then she said, get out of here. You can't kick me out of my own house.
That's the right.
She goes, not the house. Just she goes, you do a lap. It's like kicking me out of the face-off circle. She's like, just leave the room for a little while.
So in 1975, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade introduced a balloon of the standard Weeble design, which lasted until 1978. Almost 20 years later, balloonices with the Weebles characters Tibby, Toonie, and Bumpus made their debut.
Tibbs?
Yeah.
Ice.
Have a Tom Thibodeau Weeble. Wait, why is he going after ice?
Ice. That's the alert tone. On the apps.
Yeah.
The outlawed apps that tell you if ice is coming to your neighborhood with people blowing whistles. Yeah, the alert tone is Tom Thibodeau screaming.
I thought Thibodeau was calling ice.
Ice. Oh, calling ice on people?
Yeah, it's like
pointing.
Directing.
Ice. Got it, Coach. We're on it.
That's good.
It'll take us a while to get there.
Yeah, no, you're right. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Okay, so I'm right. So
you're right about everything.
Yeah, she said Weebles wobble and they all fall down.
No.
They'll be bad Weebles.
That's another nursery rhyme, isn't it?
Yes.
Ring around the rosy.
Right, which is about the Black Death.
And then they all fall down because you're dead.
I think so.
Yeah.
Right.
You die.
Yeah, you're covered with open sores and you die.
Right.
Okay.
A really good death.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What?
Nothing.
So that'll do it for our
And you're welcome.
Yeah, and you're damn welcome because that went some places.
It did.
And we never know. That's the cool thing about Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast.
10, 219, 219.
Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.